guys, today's video is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm just kind of playing around with this. I don't know if this is something that I'm going to continue with. I don't know if this is something that you wanted to see. I just had this idea when I was going for a walk earlier today. I did a video when I was traveling and I kind of documented every look that I did on my travels, and you guys seem to really like it. So I thought maybe I could, because I know not everybody watches all of my videos, and in a lot of my videos I do multiple looks, and I thought that I could kind of just gather all of the looks that I do in a week, or it's going to be like technically a week. I'll probably include like 7 looks in each video and just show you the final look and like tell you what I used. And that way I can also talk about like my face products, if I'm trying something different, if I'm reviewing something that I'm not really like showing in other videos, and just kind of have it be like a recap of a week of what I wore in my makeup. So we're just gonna start with today. So today I'm wearing the Beaute Bar Strange and Unusual palette. This is the final look that I filmed with this. I should have a video up with this palette before this video goes up, I'm pretty sure, because this is launching very soon. So I used this today and I really like this. Okay, let me rephrase. I really like the eyeshadow part of this look. I'm not sure how I feel about the liners and the lashes, but I really like this palette so far. Like I said in my review video, I do feel like the shimmers in this palette are better than the mattes, but I've had such a good time with this. I think it is really, really fun. I do have a code with Beaute Bar. It's just Annette and it will save you 10%. It is affiliated, but I thought I would mention it. For my highlighter today, I'm using the Noctilucent palette from Blend Bunny. I've still been loving this palette. I think it is so good. I think it is just, I have such a good time with this. I just can't put it down. Should I maybe talk you through my base too? Because I don't really ever talk about base products, but basically I've been using the same things for probably like 6 months now. I'm using the Very Valentino foundation. I've been loving this. This is such a nice medium coverage. I guess it says natural finish, but I think it's more like a matte finish. I really like this. I have oily skin. It works perfectly for me. It looks great the whole day. I've actually repurchased this. Like, this is my second bottle. That is how much I like it. And I'm the kind of person who I don't really care to try new foundations. Once I find one that I like, I'll just use it. Like, reviewing foundations to me is so boring. Same with concealers, that it's rare for me to switch up my base routine unless I see someone else review something that I think is going to work really well for me. And I feel like that was the case with this concealer that I've been using as well. I've been using this for probably 6 months as well. Maybe a little bit less, but this is a Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. Like I said, been using this for a very long time. This is a very kind of liquidy concealer and it blends out so seamlessly. It is, there's nothing I don't like about this concealer except for the applicator on it, because it's a little bit hard to kind of get out of the tube without like shit spraying all over. But if you're just careful, this is a beautiful concealer. Again, I do have oily skin. This works great for me. It's not too heavy. It's just like the perfect amount of coverage with the amount of product that you have to put on. Blends out so nicely. It's just really, really nice. And for my powders these days, I'm still using my Wet n Wild powder. Using this for like 3 years now. I think it's just great. And I'm also kind of testing out the Flower Nose powder, which so far I like it, but it's not my favorite. I'm probably going to go back to the Wet n Wild after this, but I might keep the packaging because I might just put a different powder in that packaging because the packaging is so beautiful. Now let's move on to some of the more fun stuff that I also have on my face. My bronzer that I've been using for probably is this is another, I hate reviewing bronzers. I don't care about bronzers. I find a bronzer I like and I just use it. So this isn't even a bronzer. This is the dark finishing powder from Rephr. I did a sponsor video with them when they came out with this collection with the finishing powders, and this is the dark one. Like I said, it works wonderfully as a bronzer. It is kind of satiny. It's not super pigmented, but just pigmented enough that I'm able to use it as a bronzer, and it just looks very natural. The finish is beautiful. Another product that I just feel like I can't put down. And for my blush today, I'm using one of the Flower Nose blushes. I love this. I did do a video with this. I will link that in the corner. I tried out the collection and I kind of fell in love all over again with the brand. I think they're amazing. This one I have in the shade 05 and it's just so pretty. The rest of my eye makeup, I'm using the Neon Liner from JD Glow. I think these are great. Another product that has been in my collection now for, how long have I had these? 2.5 years, maybe 3 years, and they're still going pretty strong. I mean, they're drying out a little bit, but I feel like that's to be expected. In my waterline, I'm actually using one of the Kaleidos liners. I will admit, This liner, I quite like this one. This is not one of the super shifty ones. This is in the shade Night of Creation, and it's just a dark purple. And I don't think I realized before I got this that I don't actually have a dark purple eyeliner in my collection. So I've been using this a lot with, you know, purple looks, and it's just really nice for that. It's not super shifty or anything like that, but I've still been using it and I've been enjoying it. I know I'm kind of jumping back and forth here, but I thought I would just kind of mention all of the products that I've been using lately, and then the other clips from the other days are going to be a lot shorter. But since I don't talk about these things very often, I just kind of want to throw it in there. So for my brows, I've been using these two products for a very long time. These are from West Barnes & Co. And this is the brow pencil. I have mine in the shade Brew, and then I've been using the brow pen, and I have mine in the shade Roots as well as the shade Brew. So this is just a pencil. This is the kind of thing that just makes like really nice hair-like strokes, and this is by far the best product that I have ever found for doing this. I think this is amazing. I know some people like the NYX one. I hated that one. I've tried it. I like the MAC one. The MAC one is okay. I find that the colors aren't perfect enough for me. They don't have a very good shade range of these, but if you can find your color in this pen, definitely try it. I think I found it at, was it Look Fantastic that I've been buying these? I will try to link the product down below. I probably can't link everything that I'm talking about, but I will link kind of like the products that I spend a lot of time on, I guess. I will try to link as many things as I can, but it's gonna be a lot. But just know that I have been really, really liking those products. And just to finish off, did I say what was on my lips already? I don't think so, but I'm still using the Natasha Denona My Perfect Lip Duo, whatever came in My Perfect collection, whatever the thing is called, I forget. But I think the lip liner is in the shade Natasha. Is it in the shade Natasha? I don't know, but they look like this on their website, and these are the only ones with like the special packaging. I guess the lipstick is not a new shade, and Natasha already exists, but they repackage it into a like limited edition packaging. That's what I've gathered from other people. I don't know if that is actually true because I haven't looked too closely at their shade range before. I thought this was new, but I really enjoy it. I've been using it all the time, and I think it's just great. And I think I mentioned my lashes in the video where I filmed this look, but I haven't mentioned it here. So these are the Unicorn Starlight lashes from Unicorn Cosmetics. I think I just put them on wrong. Like, this eye looks so great, but I feel like this one, I even had to take it off once because I couldn't get it on properly. And I don't know what it is, but I think they look fine now. But I really like the Unicorn range from Unicorn Lashes, Unicorn Cosmetics. It's confusing, but these are like the perfect size that I don't have to trim them. Like, I can take them straight out of the packaging and put them onto my eyes. They're not half lashes, but they're kind of somewhere in between. And I really like that about them because it makes them like way less maintenance. When you open a new pair, you can just plop them right on and be good to go. So that is today's look, and I will make sure that I'll try to film short clips after I'm done filming my makeup every time, because that way I can tell you what I've used and have this be like a makeup diary for, you know, whatever the next 7 looks are going to be. So yeah, I will see you when I have done my next look. Here is my second look, and I will tell you quickly what I use. I'm using a new palette that I got in the mail a few days ago, and this is the new palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. This has not even been sneak peeked or revealed when I'm filming this, but I have it in my hand, and this is the Bard palette. I know this video is going up probably after I posted a video with this, or at least after they've shown this palette. So if you haven't seen this palette, here's what the palette looks like. I wanted to mostly focus on the shimmers because shimmers just make me really happy, and I wanted to just do a quick wing. I only had like 15 minutes to do my eye makeup today, or 20 including lashes, so I wanted to kind of be quick about it. So that is what is on my eyes today. I also use an eyeliner from Colourpop. This is Prance, one of my absolute favorites. For the face, I'm using the same things that I used in the first look. Like, my base is exactly the same up until blush, which I'm using one from Sigma, and this is in the shade Sunset Kiss. I have been loving these. I think they're so good. And for my highlighter today, I wanted something fun, so I pulled out my Kaleidos highlighter again. This is the Gifted one. I went pretty lightly. I didn't want it to be like super intense, so I just, like I said, I went kind of light, and I just swept a little bit on top of my cheekbones. Also for my eyes, I did use the Noctilucent palette from Blend Bunny as my brow bone highlight as well as my inner corner because I felt like the palette didn't really have anything that I was looking for that. So I love this palette for that reason. It's so versatile. Not only can I use it on my face, but I can always find a color in here that I can use as my brow bone highlight or my inner corner, and I keep reaching for this all the time. You'll probably see it in most of the looks that I end up doing in this video. And for my lips, I just wanted to keep it very, very simple, and I used a Colourpop lip liner in the shade Brink, and then on top one of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, and this is in the shade Wedding Bells. So that is basically what is on my face today. I really like this look. I think it's very fun. This is the kind of look that I like to do when I'm sort of in a hurry. I don't have a lot of time and I'll be gone all day. We're going for dinner tonight. I wanted something that would look good with the black dress that I plan on wearing later, but also kind of match the shirt that I'm wearing today. So that's kind of where I ended up. So that is what I'm wearing today. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be filming with tomorrow. I did film this look. It will be obviously a multiple look video with this palette. So just keep your eyes out if you want to see how I created this. But yeah, that is today's look. And here is today's look. Now, this look, I didn't really film it. I just wanted to play with some new things that I got in PR from Colourpop. They sent me a welcome package, which is so exciting. I've always wanted to be on Colourpop's PR list, so just to get anything from them is like a win in itself for me. It's one of the things that I've wanted ever since I started my channel. So I wanted to play with some of the things because I didn't know if it would warrant making a full video on. I don't know. Do you guys want to see a video just using like random Colourpop products? Because I can definitely do so, but I wanted to just do a look with the things that I ended up getting and just telling you how I feel about them so far. So they did send me the Bare Necessities palette, which is a very, very neutral palette, which, I mean, honestly, I don't really mind it. I've been kind of into neutral looks anyway, so I ended up playing with really just some of the browns. I used this one in my transition and this one, and then I used these two shimmers on my lid, and the mattes performed really, really well. I have no complaints about them. The shimmers are, they're fine. I mean, they're not bad by any means, but like, you guys know me. Like, I want something a little bit more, just a little bit extra. So if I wasn't just testing this palette, I would have pulled in something else and used like a Cleona shimmer or something like that, but I just wanted to test it out and see how I felt about it. And I mean, I like the palette. What you see is what you get. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So if you like the look of that palette, I think you're really gonna like it. I do need to play with it a little bit more though, just to kind of get an idea of how I really feel about it. I also used a couple of other products from Colourpop that I was sent. I tried their no filter concealer, and I have to say, I kind of like it. It's a little bit, I've used it a couple of times now, and I have thoughts. I feel like if you don't go in and blend right away, it can be a little bit hard to blend out and it can feel a little bit thick and heavy under the eyes. But if you use just a small amount and you go in and blend right away, it actually looks quite nice, and it does dry down to a matte finish, even though I do set all of my, products with powder because I have oily skin. But I actually kind of like how it looks, and I'm happy to have this in my collection. I have this in shade Light 16, and it's pretty much the perfect shade for me. I also ended up getting, this is actually an order that I made myself from Colourpop not very long ago, and it's my first time using it. I wanted to try one of their Super Shock bronzers because I just felt like this would be a good product to have in a Super Shock form. And honestly, this is a great color for me. I really like this. Like, I find with the Super Shocks from Colourpop that you kind of have to go a little bit darker than what you're expecting, at least for me. Like, I knew that this wasn't going to show up as dark on the face as it does in the pan because the Super Shock blushes don't do that. So I find that if I'm going to buy a Super Shock product, I tend to err towards something that's maybe geared toward a darker skin tone than myself, but I find that that works really well. So this is in the shade I'll Bet, and I think this is perfect. I'm really happy that I have this, and I can definitely see myself using this one a lot because it was super easy. It's the thing about Super Shocks is that even though you go in with a lot of product on your brush, like, it doesn't pick up that much on the brush because it is sort of that cream formula. So you can kind of build it up slowly, and this worked really well for that. I was also sent one of their face palettes. This is one that I picked out myself, and I wasn't sure from looking at the colors on their website which one would be the best for me. So I picked out this one, and this is the one in the shade At First Crush. And I ended up using, so this is supposed to be a bronzer, but I thought that it would be a little bit too orange to be a bronzer, so I didn't want to use it as my bronzer, but I did use this one as my blush today and this one as my highlighter. This highlighter might be like a smidge too dark for me, but I still think it looks nice. It's not the most intense, but I also didn't go in super heavy, so I'm gonna put on just a little bit more. Yeah, you can definitely see it. I just wanted kind of a sheerer highlighter. I didn't want anything too intense, but it just depends on the brush you use, and I feel like it's a very natural looking highlighter, and it just looks really nice. Like I enjoy this highlighter a lot so far, and I'm excited to play more with this palette. Like I can see myself using this color as sort of a warm tone blush instead of a bronzer, because I do feel like it's not really a bronzer color for me. It's just a little bit too warm toned. Another product that I ended up buying myself from Colourpop in the same order that I did my Super Shock bronzer was a new eyeliner. I wanted a blue eyeliner that was a little bit darker than brands that I really like, and I ended up getting this one in Crystal Crush. This one is beautiful. Really, really nice eyeliner. Super happy I picked that up. I really like Colourpop's eyeliners. I've never had any problems with them in the past. Something else that was in my PR package was a brow pencil. Now, I've tried these many times in the past and I really like them. The amount of these that I've gone through is absolutely ridiculous. I'm happy to have another one in my collection. I'm definitely going to use this up. This is in the shade dark brown. It's what I have in my brows today, together with the brow pen from West Barnes & Co. that I talked about in the beginning of the video. Something else that I tried for the first time today that I really don't like. I'm sorry to say this, but this is a new product from Game Beauty. They ended up sending over some liquid eyeliners that they did in collaboration with Akiderist. I don't know who this person is, but I will say I am not a fan of this. This is a felt tip eyeliner, which you guys know I do not like felt tips, and it glided on nicely on the first eye, but then trying to get it onto my second eye, it was such a struggle. I cannot get along with felt tip eyeliners because they tug on my eyes. I'm not able to get a sharp line. If you don't mind felt tips, you might like these, but I wouldn't honestly recommend them. I don't think that these are very good, and I don't think that I will ever use this again because I struggled. And I do not like struggling with my eyeliners. That is the last thing that I want to spend time on. The last thing I wanted to talk about is, honestly, I feel like this is kind of the star of the show for me. And this is a new lip product formula from Colourpop. I've used this one twice now because I was so curious about it. I did buy this one myself. And this is one of their glowing lips. Now this comes in sort of a... I'm not sure how I would explain this. It's not a click up. It's definitely like a screw up formula. But it reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury tinted balms, but this one is a little bit more pigmented and not as sticky. They don't wear as well as the Charlotte Tilbury ones, but these are so comfortable and they look so good on the lips, and the scent, they smell so good. So if you haven't tried this formula, pick one up and see how you feel about it, because I really like it. So that's basically what's on my face today. I did also do a little bit of my Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette, and I used this blue highlighter in my inner corner as well as my brow bone highlight, and that's pretty much the look. And I gotta go because I'm in a hurry, hence the kind of neutral look, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time on my eyes because I need to rush out the door, so I'm gonna go. But this is today's look. Hope you enjoy seeing something a little bit more toned down and neutral. I don't know, you probably don't, because that's not what you're here for, but this is it. I wanted to test out some new products, and I really do like the look, but this eyeliner, yeah, I'm just not a fan. Okay, so here is the, I think, fourth look of the video. I just finished filming another look with the Bard palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, and I basically used every single shade on my eyes, and I think it turned out really, really good. I really like this look. I think this is beautiful. I did try to put on some lashes from Colourpop. I tried to use the ones in the shade, in the style Dame, and honestly, I struggled to get them on, and I gave up in the end because I was like, I cannot do this anymore because it's just not the day. It's just one of those days where things just don't work out. And I think my issue with these lashes is that the band on them is kind of, it's very thin, but they're also not very curved, and so I find that when I put them on my eyes, I had a hard time like getting them to like stick down. I think for myself, I prefer actually lash bands that are a little bit thicker and a little bit stiffer, that are kind of curved beforehand, if that makes sense. I mean, I feel like all lashes are kind of like stuck to one of these, and it makes them the shape that they're supposed to be and fit the eyes better, and I felt like these kind of were just too straight to be able to put on my eyes. I don't know. I just struggled to get them on, so I gave up. I am using some other Colourpop products today though, kind of the same that I used in the other look. I used the face palette again. I used this shade as my blush. I think it's beautiful. Again, I used a bronzer, really like that one. I did try another new thing from Colourpop, and this is one of their eyeliner, like, how do I explain this? Like the ink pot things, and honestly, I really like this. I think this is really nice. It went on very smoothly. It didn't skip at all. And one thing I will say, I feel like this is going to be very long lasting because like I said, I did try to put on lashes, and usually if I have to like take my lashes off again after applying them with glue, the glue will stick to the liner and they will kind of like rip off the liner when I rip off the lashes, and the liner is still on. I haven't touched up my liner after I took my lashes off. So that's a plus, I would say. So far, really like this. Don't have any complaints really about it. I did try a new highlighter today as well. This one I got sent from Rephr, and this is the Smith Deepak collab that they did in the shade Flash. So this is a sort of a gold shade, and I really like this. Like I feel like this is probably meant for people with a bit of a deeper skin tone than me, but honestly, these are the kind of highlighters that I really love from Rephr because I find that a lot of them are just a little bit too light for what I like. So I prefer the ones that are meant to be a little bit darker, and I think that this one looks really, really nice on the skin. Really enjoy this one. My lip combination today is from Colourpop. First of all, this is the lip liner in the shade Brink, and then I used one of the lipsticks from the Flower Nose collection that I picked up. This is not from their new collection. This is the Bare one that I picked up as well. How many times can I say pick up? Bought. This is the Bare lipstick that I also bought because I just thought it was super, super cute. If you haven't seen this, I can link the video that I did with Flower Nose up in the corner. I've done 2 of them, but I really like this lipstick. I think it is the cutest thing ever, and it has little hearts on it. Not sure how well you can see that, but I really like the formula. It's matte. It's not 100% transfer proof. It's kind of a moussey bullet lipstick. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I really like the formula of it. It's super comfortable. I think that's basically it that I used today that you don't already know that I've used. Oh, I also used a nude in my waterline. This is the Norvina eyeliner. I really like that. My pony today is, what is the name of this one? I think it's the Lola pony from INH. This is one of the heavier ones that I have. So I want to kind of, sometimes when I wear this one in particular, like it's kind of heavy on my head, so I had to kind of put it a little bit higher than I normally do, and I think I got the installation of it better today because I don't feel that kind of heaviness and pulling on my head that I felt last time I wore it. So just kind of playing around with, you know, the best and most comfortable ways to wear these, but they're so beautiful and they make me feel so pretty. So I think what I'm gonna do actually now is I'm gonna film another look, and I'll probably include that in this video as well. I'm gonna do a look with the Natasha Denona my Dream palette because I still want to film 2 more looks with this, so I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Usually I don't like doing 2 looks back to back because it's hard on my eyes, and I don't like having to like rub things off again, but I have the time and I just feel like I'm backed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and film a look with this, and I will show you that in just a second because I'm sure you want to see that as well. So everything else is going to be the same on my face except for that, which is going to be what I'm using on my eyes. So I just finished filming this look, and I did try to put on lashes again, and I want to say I was a little bit more successful this time. They're still a bit wonky, but trust me, it's better than what I tried with the Colourpop lashes. These are the Unicorn Wings lashes from Unicorn Cosmetics. These I know I like because I've been able to put them on many times, so I thought I would stick to something that I am pretty comfortable with. So like I said, I did film a look with this one, and I used a lot of shades. This shade was very surprising to me because it was super pigmented and it looked a lot more peach on the eyes than it did in the pan. So I used this one, and I used this one to deepen it up with, and this one was less purple than I expected and more kind of just black looking. I was surprised at how dark this one was. That's what's kind of like in my crease and my outer corner. And then I used a little bit of this purple, which is the cream to matte. That's a little bit lighter than it looks in the pan, and I kind of mixed that one together with this one to create more of a dark purple, and I think that worked out really well. And then my lid shade is just this multi-chrome, and I think that is actually a really beautiful multi-chrome. I'm surprised at how much I like this because I expected it to not be so, I don't know, I thought it would be less intense than what it is, but I feel like you can see the shift pretty clearly in that multi-chrome. It shifts very strongly to a green. It's really, really pretty, and I really like this look. So everything else that I used in my previous look is exactly the same, but I did want to show you this because it is another look that I film and that I'm wearing. So this is what I'm going to wear the rest of the day. It's not going to be a super long day, as well as like 2:36 now. So still got a little bit of the day left, but thought I would show you the look still. So that's gonna be it for today's look. I will let you know what I end up wearing tomorrow. I think I'm gonna film with, actually I'm not sure what I'm gonna film with tomorrow. I'm probably gonna film the third look with the barred palette, and that's probably the video that's going up tomorrow for me. But you'll probably have seen that already. I will link that one up in the corner as well, because this one is definitely not going up first. So I'm gonna stop blabbering and I'll show you the next look. I have officially lost track of what number this is. I think this is look number 5. Not even sure, but like I said earlier when I filmed my last clip for this anyway, yesterday for me, today for you, right now for you, I'm using the barred palette again from Fantasy Cosmetica, and I basically use these 2 shades. That's it, and I love this look. I think this look is so beautiful. I'm obsessed. I know that people hate when YouTubers say that they're obsessed, but sometimes I'm kind of obsessed with my own looks, not gonna lie, and I'm feeling myself today. I'm wearing the Lila, is it the Lila pony from INH? I'll link this down below if you're interested, but I just thought it would go really nicely with the look that I had in mind, and I love it. I think it looks so cool. My lipstick today is from Anna Sweet, and I did say that in the video that I just filmed too, but this is the shade F202. I think this is so beautiful. I've had this for such a long time. I did get this sent in PR from Octoly probably 3 years ago now. Probably such a long time ago that I don't even remember. And my lip liner today is Bad Habit from Colourpop. I've been really enjoying the Colourpop lip liners. I did buy the Vault with like all 40 of them. I don't know, it was a lot, and I still feel like there's gaps in there of colors that I don't have, but in general, for the most part, I can find a color, no matter which lipstick that I'm going for, that I can wear with that lipstick, and I really like that. So it's nice to have that kind of option to have a lot of lip liners in a lot of different colors, because I feel like these days, I can't do my lipstick without using a lip liner. Like, I used to never use a lip liner, and now I get it. Now I get it why I sucked so much at using bullet lipsticks before, because I never used to use a lip liner, and boy does it make a world of difference. My base makeup today is pretty much the same. I'm using the same foundation, concealer, and powder, and then I did try to use this Colourpop palette again, and I used this one as my bronzer, and I did that before. I was planning to do a pink look. I kind of had like a green look in mind with that palette, but then I changed my mind, and then I feel like this doesn't really go because I used it as kind of a blush and a bronzer. And then I ended up putting another blush on top, and this is one of the Super Shock Cheeks from Colourpop as well. This one I bought myself because I thought it would just be really pretty, but I just did a little bit of a coating on top with this one. I can probably put on a little bit more, but I don't want to use like too much of this. I just want to have like a little bit of pink, because I feel like that brown shade, even though it's really pretty, honestly, I feel like using the brown shade that's supposed to be a bronzer in the Colourpop palette as sort of a blush bronzer hybrid worked really well, but it just didn't really go with the look. So I put on a little bit more of the blush, and I think this looks really nice. I am using one of the Noctilucent highlighters from Blend Bunny. I'm using the blue one. Again, it doesn't really go with the blush that I have going on, but I feel like now that I pinked it up a little bit, it goes a little bit better. And I just wanted to go with eye look, and now I feel like my earrings don't go with the eye look either, because they're gold and they should probably be silver, but it's fine, it doesn't matter. In my waterline, I have an eyeliner from Colourpop. I love these. This is in the shade Prance, one of my absolute favorites. And then my lashes today are from Unicorn Cosmetics, and I'm just not sure. Like, I have a couple of empty boxes here, and I'm not sure which ones they are. I feel like they might be, no, these are the ones I used yesterday. This is such a struggle. Like, it would be so much easier to not be a YouTuber when it comes to like knowing where your lashes are. I don't know, but these are one of the unicorn style lashes from Unicorn Cosmetics. I love them. Like I said in the video I just filmed, I don't know if you've watched that already, but I feel like I'm finally having a good lash day. Like, these are honestly so easy to put on, even though the band is very, very thick and the lashes are very thick, but they just like fit to my eyes perfectly. I just put them straight on and they're just on, and I love that. So I feel good today. I feel like I wish I had somewhere to go. But I don't have anywhere to go today, so I'm just gonna go and edit this video and probably stay home all day, which honestly is gonna be kind of nice because I've been busy lately. I kind of need a day just to like chill, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. So that's gonna be the 5th look, probably. I'll see you in whatever look I end up doing next, which is probably going to be, again, with the Natasha Denona palette, but it could also be with the Hello Bean palette that I got from Shroud. But you'll see in just a second. Okay, so I was importing my looks that I had done for this video yesterday, and I think that this is actually my 7th look. So I'm gonna call this my final look of this video, because I feel like having 7 looks in each video is like pretty appropriate. So I did, like I said before that I would. I used the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, and this is the look that came out of it. I used this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade, and I really like how this turned out. I think it is absolutely beautiful. But let me just go ahead and kind of run you through my face today too, because I did use some different products that I haven't used in a while. I saw this Fenty Beauty, this is the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. I've had this for quite some time. I want to say I've probably gone through half of it. This did become a little bit too light for me in the summer because I had a little bit of a tan. I feel like now I'm back to sort of my winter shade again because I haven't been outside much in Vegas. See, here's the thing with me, like I tend to get a tan early in the summer, and then during the summer here it's so hot that I just stay inside. So now I'm like back to my winter color, which is totally fine. I like this product. I think that for someone with oily skin like myself, this doesn't wear as long as I would like for it to. Like I want my foundations to wear perfectly for like 12 hours, and I feel like this is more of a 8-hour foundation for me because I don't like the look of my oils coming through my foundation, and I feel like I get a little bit too dewy too fast with this. But it is a beautiful product, and I really do enjoy it for days where I'm either not going anywhere or I don't plan on wearing my makeup for that long. Now it is kind of early today. It is, well, it's 11, so I'm not gonna be wearing this like super long. But yeah, like I said, I wouldn't wear this on a day where I have to make sure that it lasts all day, and like maybe we're going out for dinner at night or something. Like I wouldn't use this, but I figured I would get some more use out of it because I have it in my collection, so I might as well use it. I also went back to my Lancome concealer after trying the Colourpop one for a couple of days. I just find that this is so easy to blend out and it's so effortless, and it always looks good. The Colourpop one, I like the coverage of it. I like the way it looks after I'm able to blend it out, but it is a little bit of a, it's not a hassle to blend out, but it doesn't blend out as effortlessly as what I would like, and I feel like I have to baby it a little bit before I powder it, before it looks good, whereas this one I don't have to do that. And I just like products that are easy and quick that I don't have to fuss with. For my face makeup today, otherwise I'm using the bronzer from Colourpop again. I really like this. The more I use it, the more I like it, and I think the color is just beautiful. I don't know if you guys have tried these Colourpop cheek products, but it's sort of like a creamed powder. It's interesting. Like it doesn't pick up that easily on a brush. You kind of have to like really swirl and dig into it, but it applies so effortlessly and so beautifully, and it's so easy to work with, and I really like the color of this as well. I also tried the blush that I showed in a previous look just like properly today, and I used it as just my blush, and this is the shade Growth Flirt. That is a hard name to say. It is really pretty. I could probably put on a little bit more if I'm being honest, because I feel like my blush kind of tends to not wear off, but since I usually do my blush before I do my eye look, I feel like once I'm done with my eye look, I can amp up my blush a little bit because my eye look is usually pretty out there and strong and intense. So I feel like I can pull off more blush once my eyes are done. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm still using the brow products from Colourpop, the eyeliner in dark brown. I've been really liking that. I think it's a great color. My lips today is from, I have this lip liner from the Sephora collection. I was really on the lookout for a lip liner that would go with one of my Gucci lipsticks that I don't think that I will ever find a lip liner that's going to go with it. But this is a very nude, and I wanted a cool tone nude, but this is almost like a grayish. It's a weird color. Like on the lips, it almost looks like dead. Like that's the best way to explain it, but I thought maybe it would look good with this Natasha Denona gloss, and I feel like it does a good job with it. Not my perfect combo, but once I put it on, I was like, well, I'm not going to take it off, so that's what I'm wearing. So I do have the Natasha Denona gloss on my lips as well, and I really do like this. The more I wear this, the more I like it. Super comfortable, just opaque enough that I can do a nude lip liner and put this on top and still not really like see the lip liner, which I really appreciate. My highlighter today is from the Natasha Denona face palette, which I really like it. It's quite subtle when you don't use the cream underneath, but I don't really like using the cream and the powder together. I'm just not really a cream highlighter kind of person. I find that I have a hard time getting like a smooth application with it that looks seamless. And then if I'm gonna powder, like use the powder highlighter on top, sometimes the powder will stick like more to where I have the highlighter because it's a cream and then it looks a little bit streaky, and I'm not a fan of mixing these two, and this shade in particular is probably not one that I'll ever use again, but that's just like a me thing. Like I just don't like cream products that much. So I do really enjoy both of these, but I wanted to use this one just on its own with like a different blush today just to see how that turned out, and I really do like how it looks. My inner corner today is from the Noctilucent palette from Blend Bunny. I mean, shocking, no one is surprised. I also used it on my brow bone. I used the yellow one down here, which is called Enlighten. It's one of my absolute favorites. It reminds me so much of Electric from Bitter Lace Beauty, which is one of my favorite highlighters of all time. So to have a similar shade in a palette like this, I love that. I also ended up using a bit of this eyeliner from Kaleidos again. Honestly, the more I use this, the more it's growing on me, but it's only this color. Like this color is the shade Night of Creation, and the reason I like this is that it's not as metallic as the other ones in the collection, and I find that in the waterline, it just looks a little bit smoother and a little bit matter, and I don't really like metallic, like super metallic shades in my waterline, but this is just a really beautiful dark eyeliner that I can use that isn't black, that still is colorful, and it's just really pretty, and it wears well. So I've been really enjoying that. I'm using the same lashes that I wore yesterday, which again, I don't really know which ones these are. I feel like my lash application today is okay. Should I start ranking how I feel like my lashes look? I feel like today we're having like a 7.5 out of 10 kind of lash day. I feel like my lashes are like close to my lash line, but I feel like the angles and that I put them on is a little bit different. Like I feel like one is a little bit, like this one is sticking up higher than this one on the outer corner, and I don't know why. But they look fine. From a distance, they look fine. Just don't look too closely. So I think that's gonna sum up what I'm wearing. Should I mention my earrings again as well? Maybe, because this is that kind of video. So I was sent a package from Standing O Cosmetics, and this is a brand that I've talked about and used in the past. They sent me this palette. I did ask in my other video if you guys want to see a look with this. This is a Stage Fright palette. Let me know if you want to see it. I'm not thrilled about the shimmers in here. I feel like they're very lackluster and just, they don't really inspire me, but let me know and I can do a video. But the earrings, these were in the same package, and I think that they're kind of collaborating. They're two very small brands, and so this is from Jonique Boutique. They sent me these beautiful green earrings and I love them. These are really, really pretty. I will link them down below if you want to go check out their small Etsy store. They make some really cute stuff, so if you're interested, like I said, will be linked down below in my description box. I think that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know if this is something that you want to see again. Also, be honest, like, do you feel like this is too repetitive? Because these are the same looks that I've done in my multiple look videos, but I feel like this allows me a place where I can kind of talk about more than just eyeshadows. And sometimes I feel like I don't want to mention everything I'm wearing on my face in every single video. And then it's just kind of a hassle to like try to link everything. And like, not that I'll be able to link everything here either, because it's just too many looks and too many things. But yeah, let me know if you want to see more of this. I can easily do that. It's super easy just to, you know, film a little clip after I'm done filming my looks anyway. I can definitely keep doing this. Let me know if you want to see that. I feel like it's an easy way for people who don't want to watch all of my review videos to just kind of see the looks that I do and what I'm using and how I feel about them. Kind of like a rapid fire review slash what I wear kind of thing. I don't know. Let me know if you want to see more of this and I can definitely do that. So that's going to be it for today. I would say I don't have a playlist for this, but I'll probably make one in the future. But here's another video that you might enjoy. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.